Right now, most boat buyers are being told to play it safe. But in 2026, the real story unfolds across a risk spectrum you won't hear at the dealer. Electric hydrofoils promising flight above the waves, untested battery tech with eye-watering price tags, and unpredictable infrastructure. Less than 5% of US marinas can even fast charge. Still tempted? The difference between a high-risk gamble and a proven performer could decide not just your budget, but your entire boating future. So, which boats actually belong on your 2026 buy list, and which ones could leave you stranded? Candela C8 doesn't just promise a new way to boat, it actually lifts the entire hull above the water on computer-controlled hydrofoils, slicing drag by 80%. That means a 26-foot cruiser powered by a 69 kilowatt-hour Polestar battery can glide for up to 57 nautical miles at a steady 22 knots. Or at least, that's the factory claim. A Polestar engineer who worked on the battery system stands by it. In ideal conditions, we're seeing 57, even 60-plus nautical miles. But real-world numbers are hard to pin down. Some early adopters in the US report 50, others swear by 65. If you've owned a C8, let us know your longest foiling run. There's still debate about what's possible on a single charge. The ride itself is unlike anything else. One of the first US buyers described it as magic carpet smooth, with almost zero wake and a silence that makes conversation effortless, even at speed. Seasickness, he said, is basically gone. But ownership comes with big caveats. Only about 100 C8s have been sold, with 90 delivered, and Candela's US service network is limited to just 5 centers. Maintenance isn't like a traditional outboard. Everything from foil actuators to flight control sensors needs specialist attention. For those willing to gamble on cutting-edge tech, the C8 offers a glimpse of the future if you're ready to live with the unknowns. Ark Sport steps into the spotlight with a different take on electric boating. Raw power and high-tech features are built for wake sports. This 23-foot California-built fiberglass boat packs a 226 kilowatt-hour battery, sending the equivalent of 500 horsepower to the water. That is enough for a top speed of 40 miles per hour and hours of continuous cruising, even when fully loaded for a day on the lake. The joystick controls and wireless charging feel straight out of a luxury car, and over-the-air software updates mean new features can be unlocked without a trip to the dealer. Owners rave about the instant torque and silent acceleration, but there is a catch. The battery pack is massive, and replacing it could run well into 6 figures. Since Ark only started deliveries in 2023, nobody knows how these batteries will hold up after years of wakeboarding sessions and rapid charging. If you have put serious hours on an Ark Sport, share your experience, especially if you have seen any battery degradation. For now, the price tag starts around $258,000, making this a bold bet on next-gen boating technology. X Shore's Eelex 8000 stands out for its modular approach to electric boating. Owners can swap out deck layouts for fishing, lounging, or tender duty, all built on a platform powered by a 120 kilowatt-hour battery pack. X Shore claims a top speed of 30 knots and a maximum range of 100 nautical miles. But there is a catch. Those numbers only hold at slow speeds. Real-world testing puts the cruising range closer to 30 nautical miles at 20 knots, which means long trips require careful planning. One European charter operator described having to bypass more than half the marinas on a Mediterranean run because only about 15% offered compatible DC fast charging. Most ports stick to standard shore power, which can mean waiting overnight for a full charge. The boat's price, around $250,000 to $269,000, reflects its advanced tech and flexibility. But there is a hidden burden. Finding a qualified technician isn't always easy, especially outside Sweden. Firmware updates come frequently, but infrastructure and support still lag behind the promise. For buyers, the Eelex 8000 offers real innovation if you're willing to plan every leg of your journey. Caymas Boats, under the direction of Earl Bentz, is making its first foray into the world of catamarans with the 44CT, a 44-foot twin-hull machine that's already sparking debate among offshore anglers and performance enthusiasts. Bentz, whose name is synonymous with high-performance monohulls, faced pushback from traditionalists on his own board. Stability was the sticking point, but after a series of rigorous 2025 tank tests, the numbers were impossible to ignore. The 44CT's wide, nearly 20-foot beam delivered a ride that was 30% drier than comparable monohulls, even in rough chop. Bentz himself summed it up. Cats are the future for offshore stability, and with quad engines, you never worry about getting home. This boat isn't just about comfort, it's about power. Buyers can spec up to 4 outboards, pushing a combined 1,800 horsepower, giving the 44CT the muscle for long canyon runs or high-speed crossings. The expansive cockpit and stable platform make it equally at home chasing tuna offshore or hosting a family cruise on the bay. At just over $900,000, it's a calculated leap into a new category for Caymas, offering innovation for buyers willing to trust a proven builder's vision of the future. Grady-White's Canyon 386 stands out as a big-game fishing platform loaded with technology and backed by decades of customer loyalty. At 44 feet long with a 13-foot 2-inch beam, this center console makes room for serious offshore pursuits and family comfort alike. The triple Yamaha F450 outboards deliver up to 1,350 horsepower, pushing the boat past 60 miles per hour when conditions allow. What sets the 386 apart in 2026 is its standard Seakeeper 4.5 gyro stabilizer, a system that actively cancels out up to 95% of hull roll. One Grady-White product manager described it as transforming rough seas into flat water for everyone on board. The redesigned glass windshield wraps seamlessly into the helm, offering better visibility and wind protection than previous models. Electronics are now positioned closer to the captain's line of sight, a direct response to feedback from offshore anglers. Massive twin 35-gallon live wells and 110-gallon insulated fish boxes complete the fishing arsenal, while a 410-gallon fuel capacity means long runs to the canyons aren't out of reach. At 14,950 pounds dry, the 386 is built for stability, not just speed. Grady-White's reputation for reliability and service is well earned, with the Canyon 386 balancing modern upgrades and proven performance for buyers who want advanced tech without leaving certainty behind. Parker's 27 Explorer is built for people who want a boat that just works, year after year, trip after trip. This 27-foot model comes standard with a 105-gallon fuel tank and a sharp 20-degree deed-rise at the transom, giving it the ride quality and efficiency that coastal and inshore anglers count on. Buyers can pick from Yamaha's F200, F250 V6, or F300 V6 outboards, keeping things simple and reliable. The price, usually between $150,000 and $200,000, is well below most boats in its class, but you're not giving up toughness. Parker's reputation for no-nonsense construction is legendary. Owners talk about running hard for 15 seasons with nothing but regular maintenance. One longtime owner summed it up: "I've fished this hull in everything from slick calm to snotty chop, and it's never let me down. It's the only boat I've owned that never needed a major repair. No fancy gyros or trick hulls here, just straightforward engineering, proven durability, and a price that won't haunt you at resale." That's why, for buyers looking to minimize risk, the 27 Explorer stands out as the safest bet in the middle tier. Boston Whaler's 280 Outrage stands as the definition of a safe bet in boating. Since 1958, the company's foam-filled hulls have earned a reputation for unsinkability. Stories from the past decade include a Texas fire where the boat floated long after the flames, and a Bahamas collision that left 6 people waiting nearly 2 days for rescue, still above water. The 28-foot Outrage balances fishing features and family comfort, with a curved bow lounge that converts to a casting deck, a 30-gallon live well at the stern, and twin Mercury 5 8300 engines delivering a top speed of 60 miles per hour. Fuel capacity hits 186 gallons, and the 6,200-pound hull holds its value better than most. 10-year-old models routinely sell for over half their original price. A brand historian puts it simply, "Unsinkable isn't just a slogan, it's a promise that saved lives and wallets alike." Scout's 255 LXF blends sport fishing pedigree with surprising efficiency. Dealers point to real-world fuel economy. Owners consistently report 3.6 miles per gallon at cruising speed, thanks to advanced composite construction and a 130-gallon tank. The result is a 25-foot center console that covers serious ground without draining your wallet, and used models rarely last long on the market. Meanwhile, Grady-White's Canyon 271 leans into fishing ergonomics, with a CAV2 hull for a soft ride and 73 gallons of live well space split between the Elite lean bar and transom. The official spec lists a 186-gallon fuel tank, but some owners claim slight variations depending on the year or options. If you have a Canyon 271, confirm your tank size in the comments. Both boats offer a different flavor of safe bet, one built for efficiency and loyalty, the other for coastal range and fishing flexibility. Grady-White's Express 340 redefines what a safe bet looks like in 2026. At 34 feet, this new flagship features a wide, green-tinted glass windshield integrated into the T-top, a starboard side helm for improved sightlines, and triple outboard capability pushing up to 700 horsepower. CEO Chris Carroll and lead designer Mike Myers focused on owner feedback, streamlining the helm layout and opening up the forward pass-through. With more than 80% 5-year value retention projected and a dealer network that stretches nationwide, the Express 340 blends modern tech with the brand's legendary reliability. Right now, the boat market is rewriting its own rules. Innovation and reliability compete on every dock. As electric tech evolves and legacy brands double down, every purchase shapes what the next decade looks like on the water. Future isn't anchored, it's wide open. Let's see where you steer it.